everyone, welcome back to a new video during this Vlogmas season. Are you guys proud of me? I'm proud of me. I've done a little something more than usual. If you're new here, I'm Jade Vanriel, and if you already know me, welcome back, sis. I know you guys love when I sit down with my tea and give you guys the tea on just life. It's the end of the year. I have been reflective. Life has really been on pause for me. A lot of you know why. I want to talk to you about all the lessons and things I have learned in the year of 2022. When I think about it, this year has probably been one of my most testing years ever. I say that now, but who knows, 2023 might come at me. I hope not, because I really want next year to be a year of just vibes, if I'm being really honest with you. You all know I love a good notebook, and I have a lot of random ideas and thoughts here on things that I need to share with you, so we're gonna get into them. One thing I have to share with you is that it's actually okay to take breaks. I have always been somebody that just doesn't like the idea of breaks. I'm like, no, I have to stay online, I have to keep on posting videos, content, pictures, to the point where sometimes it actually adds to like negatively impact me, because then my quality of content, for example, won't always be amazing, or my quality of relationship or I'm giving in a relationship won't be my best because I'm just giving and oftentimes from empty. Does that make sense? So I have been forced on various occasions throughout this year to actually pause and take a break with things, whether it be someone cancelling on me, or whether it be content not looking right, or whether it be me losing my Instagram twice, whether it be, you know, not being able to move forward with certain plans that I have had when it comes to moving house, things like that. I feel like now, looking back on them and currently being in one of those situations now, I understand a bit more why these things happen to me, because I don't think I'm learning the lesson, but I've learned the lesson now. So 2023, don't do this to me again, that I have to take regular breaks. I started the year saying to myself, for example, every Wednesday was going to be a complete day off work. In the middle of the week, I don't do any work, no filming, no editing, no posting, no socializing, no stories. I think that probably lasted like 1 month, and I haven't thought about it since. And that is something that I'm going to be intentional about going forward. And leading off of that, not only is it important to have holidays, but it's just important to change your environment, full stop. Even if it is going to an Airbnb, booking a room at a cheap ass hotel for one night, or going on that luxury holiday to Bali. I know this is not groundbreaking. Many of you probably have traveled the world. But I'm speaking from somebody who bought a property really young, and in order to buy a home really young, you do sacrifice a lot of those things. You sacrifice leisure, I mean for me, because I wasn't rich, you sacrifice holidays, you sacrifice travel, you sacrifice hotel trips, spa days, whatever it may be. I sacrificed all of those things, did not exist in my life because I had a goal. And I'm so grateful that I did that, and now I'm in a position where I can go back and do the things that I didn't do. And I've realized how important it is, and I guess that's why I threw myself into traveling as much as I could this year. This year I went to New York, I then went to Portugal, which you guys have seen the vlogs, I'll link them all down below. I also went to Paris for Fashion Week. And I also went to Paris again. My boyfriend took me there for my birthday in summer. I would have done more after summer if I planned it right, but I didn't. Things got really expensive and life just started lifing, and other things were going on in life. So I didn't. But next year, I currently have 2 trips booked. One that I'm hopefully going to be booking soon, and another one that I'm just deciding on where that's going to be, and we'll see. I think throughout the year there might be some Paris, Europe quick trips as well. And it's not just to say I've traveled the world, it's actually to say I understand when I'm burning out, when I'm tired, and when I need inspiration, and when I need a change of scenery, and I just go and make it happen. One way or another, the money comes back, whether it be unintentionally, you go away, you get inspired, or you create content, or you film a video, and that could lead to other jobs or opportunities coming in, or it could lead to you learning more about yourself and wanting to do something new, a business idea, a venture, a video idea, whatever it may be. It's all really beneficial for you and for me, and that is what I have learned. I have learned that it is never too late. Whatever dreams you have, it is never too late and you are never too old, okay? For example, I think about myself and I think about, you know, the fact that YouTube was my main social media platform 6-7 years ago when I started this channel, and it blossomed when I bought this home, and my channel engagement was amazing and my followers were just crazy. If I want to get to 100k subscribers, or I want a really engaged channel, or I want my audience to love my content, or I want to do thought-provoking content, whatever it may be that I want to do, whatever it may be that you want to do, that you may have tried before, didn't do, but you've been pondering on it, like, it's actually not too late. It's never too late to just do it and see what happens. You might be so surprised, and you might just be like, oh, why did I make myself feel like this was never going to work for me, or never going to happen, or the business idea, it's too late to do it now because other people are doing it. Listen, nobody is you. Nobody is Jade Vanriel. I'm sorry. They might try, but they are not. Just do it. And that is the next lesson. Just do it. Just do it. Example of me learning to just do it and it benefiting me is this. I was quite scared. I'm someone that I get a bit weird with change. I'm used to doing things in a normal way, and I'm used to normal style YouTube, Instagram pictures, and Reels popped up, and I was like, oh, not really feeling this, don't really know, overthinking it, as Jade does, overthinks everything, right? And so I didn't jump on the trend of Reels during lockdown when everyone was growing from it. I didn't know what I was doing. I'd post one maybe every month or something. And then eventually, after countless conversations with my boyfriend, who was like, look, you just need to get creative, like, bring properties to Reels. It's not happening in the way that you would do it. Condense your usual form of content into these Reels and get snappy, share tips, whatever it may be. I finally did it. And when I did one, and then I did two, and they were just growing and growing, and the numbers, I was seeing 100k views, 200k views, hundreds of comments. I'm like, what? So you mean to tell me if I just did it when I first saw it, I would have had all of this earlier? Like, so that's an example of me realizing that I should have just done it. And since then, I've just been doing it. I don't overthink anything anymore when it comes to my Reels. I have got that thing on lock. And I'm now in that sort of phase with TikTok where I'm not overthinking anything anymore. I'm just posting it. Just do it, just post it, just create it, just submit it, just write it. If it's a blog or a website, go and research it, just create the product, just design it. If you're a fashion designer, if you like making music, just sing it, just create the music, reach out to the people, collaborate with the people, you know, call up the person, email the person for advice. Just do it. I cannot stress enough how important that simple phrase from Nike, overthinking again, it means so much. It is so monumental. Like, just do it. It applies to every area of your life. Right, so let me get some tea, you guys. So something I'm sure all of you have grown up hearing is the fact that everyone's journey is different. You know, we hear this phrase all the time, but I don't think, at least for me, I really take that in and really accept and believe that, you know. It's like, it's almost something that we kind of say as a band-aid or as a plaster to kind of make ourselves feel better about maybe not having or not being where we want to be in comparison to others, right? But it's actually so true. Everyone's journey is different. I say that to myself, and I have realized that because, of course, like, I'm 29. I know I don't look 29. And, you know, I've shared with you guys in the past that I'm someone that has had goals attached to ages. A lot of you anyway can relate to the whole, I'll be engaged at 24, married at 25, child by 26. And I'm just like, okay, no, that is crazy. Like, that doesn't even suit the person I am and the goals that I have outside of marriage and family, you know, all the career goals, business goals, like, where would I have had the time to build that from the ground up at the same time as build that life at the same time? Listen, there are people that have done it and that are doing it, that have got married at 24, 25, 26, they have kids. That's amazing, but I've realized that everyone's journey is different for a reason, because not everyone's like personality, not everyone's life goals are the same, and God's timing, like God's timing is so precise and he knows what is best. So now at 29, I'm not married yet, I don't have a child yet, but I know it's coming because that's what I want for myself. But also I'm kind of happy that I'm where I'm at, because I have so many things that I'm trying to do before that time comes, because I know that is going to require a different Jade, another dimension of Jade that I'm learning about now. Let's also get into being an entrepreneur or being a business owner, okay? You hear stories of some business owners that make $1 million in their first year, and you have people that don't make $1 million in their first year, like me. If everyone's journey was the same, life would be so boring, and also we wouldn't be individuals, right? We wouldn't have different stories. That's why there are books and biographies, because everyone's journey and everyone's life is different. And something I like to think about is like, when you do go through ups and downs, delays, stagnation, whatever, and even peaks and troughs, like learn to embrace every single moment of that journey, and understand though as well that this is just one of the chapters in your autobiography. Like one day I hope to write a book and write all of my life journey and career and life, whatever it may be, and I will look back and be like, wow, like what an exciting story. It wasn't just like plain sailing, it wasn't just always high. There were things I had to learn along the way. There were down days, there were real up days, you know, there were real magnificent, amazing moments. And that's okay, because everyone's journey is different. Ooh, okay, this one. I've learned a lot about myself this year, but one monumental thing I've learned about myself that I've actually admitted to myself and talked through with myself is that I actually lack discipline. I naturally am organized, I'm naturally a planner, I'm naturally a dreamer, I'm very motivated, self-motivated, but the discipline to actually do the things I need to do does not come naturally to me. And I had to think why. I struggle to be consistent in the gym. I know many people do, but I had to sit back and wonder, why am I struggling with this? Because I want the results so bad. I've been down about, you know, my body and it not being how I want it to be. I know I want to be my best self. I know how great I'm going to feel and be internally healthy, all of that, look good as well externally. But why am I not just doing the required task in order to get the result? Why, Jade? Why? It's because you lack discipline. I was listening to a podcast, Dead Ass podcast, Devout and his wife, and they were talking about discipline. And when I was listening to it, I related so much to Kadeen, his wife, in comparison to him. And I realized that that is my story. So I grew up, right, with a mother who worked 2 jobs, constantly working to provide, and a father who was an amazing dad, but my parents weren't together, okay? They were also young, they were not rich. I went to a private school, but that was because my mum forced the issue, but because she wanted me to go to that school, she worked so much, okay? And I was the child that was, you know, aware of so many things. I did so many extra like activities growing up in my schools because they provided that. So there was piano, dance, all kinds of dance, you know, like sports, blah, 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 you name it, I have done it. But have I finished any of them? Do I still do any of them now? No. Why? Because whenever as a child you might start to feel like something's getting difficult for you, you kind of say to your parent, oh, you know, I don't really like this sport anymore. I don't really want to do this anymore. I want to try something else. What triggered me in that podcast is when someone said, or maybe it was another one, I can't remember, but they said that when their child comes to them and says that, they don't let them give up. They say to them, okay, that's fine. Let's finish the semester, the term, and then we'll revisit how you feel at the end. If you still don't like it, we'll move on. I didn't get that. And I'm not blaming my mum, but if I came to her and said, oh, you know, I don't want to do piano anymore, it got really difficult today, she would say, okay, Jade, that's fine. Do you want to try something else? Or, okay, Jade, that's fine. And I realized that that's because it was hard for her to keep up anyway. Financially, like my mum couldn't keep on. It was already a struggle for her to pay for those piano lessons, for example, that the moment I said I didn't want to do it anymore, all right, that's fine. I can use that money towards this, or I can save some money for her, or this can go towards this bill. Do you get what I mean? She's in a position where it was either or. So I didn't necessarily have to complete anything. And I realize now, looking through my adult life, that I've carried those same things. I'm very reliant on my feelings. If I don't feel like going to the gym, I just won't go. Recently, because I'm aware of this lack of natural discipline in me, I have been trying to force myself out of it to the point where like the feelings don't matter anymore, and I'm able to easily just like bypass it. I hope I'm making sense, you guys, but essentially I learned that I do not have very good discipline for things that I want, and to an outsider it doesn't make sense, but to me, I've never had to. I've always been able to stop doing things when I felt like it, and when I want to start something new, I start it. But life, in order to get the results you want, it's not about your feelings. It is not about, oh, that is another lesson that I have learned. My feelings are no longer running things. I'm running things. Do you get what I mean? I hope some of you guys can relate to what I'm trying to say here, but honestly, I'm planning to be so intentional about bypassing the, I don't feel like it. Girl, you gonna get up and you're gonna go and do it, because you're the one that's crying, or you're the one moaning about your stomach area. You go and get up. If you don't get up, you ain't gonna get the results. Simple as. Yummy. The last lesson I have learned this year is the fact that you can plan, 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 but it doesn't mean your plan is going to be the ultimate plan. I know we hear about this, especially if you are a Christian, you know, it's God's plan over yours, God's timing over yours. But I really learned that this year, because I really had so many plans for this year. Goals like, I'm going to reach this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to start this business, I'm going to buy this house finally, I'm going to do this. Whatever it may be, I'm going to make this amount of money. Those were all my plans, but a lot of those things happened and a lot of them did not happen. And you sit back and you think, wow, but Richie is moving the camera, sorry guys. And I sat back and I thought, well, it doesn't matter how much I plan. If it's not God's plan, it might not happen this year. But it doesn't mean it's never going to happen. I realized that I have a very like short-term view sometimes of things in terms of my goals. I can't tell you goals for 5 years. I struggle with that. That's my boyfriend's job. He can sit down and talk about goals in 5 years and 10 years. I'm like, that is too far. Can I just focus on this year alone? But I've learned that in order to really plan, like focusing on just this current year and packing out 1 year filled with goals is kind of a setup for disappointment sometimes, because you're not actually always in control. You can do your part, but you're going to meet something that is going to make it happen or not, open the door or not, you know, divert you or allow you to keep going. Life happens. So you can have a plan, but life comes in and diverts things, changes things, whatnot, delays things. The interest rates right now are crazy. I was planning to buy a house this year. When I spoke to my broker and he told me the rates, I said no. I said no, it's actually okay. Didn't go according to plan this year, but there is another time. There's always another time. Next year, honestly, I feel like is going to be a blessed year, because I've gone through so many things this year. Peaks and troughs, career-wise, life-wise. I'm grateful for, because I can take those lessons on with me into the new year and act a little bit differently, do things a little bit differently. Have a sense of awareness, be a lot more intentional, be more consistent and persistent, be patient, enjoy life a bit more, travel a bit more, take myself out of my comfort zone a bit more, focus on my health a bit more. Like, these are all the different things that I plan to do in the new year. You guys in the comments, let me know what kind of content would help you actually going into the new year. You let me know. And if there are any more conversations that I could film in the last couple weeks of December, let me know. Whatever's gonna help you guys, I am here. Any property videos, property questions you have, let's talk about it. That's the end of the vlog, guys, because I have talked so much and I have a vlogmas vlog to edit right now and get up within the next hour. So I'm gonna love you and leave you. And if you're new here, you know what to do. Subscribe. Okay, bye. Bye.